So in GSTR1, I forgot to explain you one thing. So here, before I must have explained you display GST report GSTR1. Then what? Enter the period here. Enter the period. So 1st of April to 30th of April. Okay. So you have to enter the period either monthly or a quarterly. Okay. Then you check if there is any mismatch is there. If there is no mismatch, you can directly what? Export that. Export as what? E-return. Okay. As well GST return. You have to export it as GST return. This is what I have done last time. But before exporting this e-return, okay, either you can export as an Excel file or a JSON file. Okay. So before exporting this, take care that we have to prepare the report of this and check whether this report is correct or wrong. So what I will do for this is, so before exporting, you have to do this. I forgot to explain you that. So go to the GSTR1 here, check if in case if there is a mismatch. Right now no mismatch is there, only B2B transactions are there. So what I'll do, I'll go here as a return view. Here you can say nature view. This view is if I click on the return view, this is the return view. Okay, go to the nature view. Go to nature view. Then go to what? Configuration here down. Go to the configuration down here. Put on the text status. Breakup of text should be yes. And instead of condense, you make it more detailed. Okay. So now this is the report we have to export. So you go to the export and say current. Okay. Not GST return but current. I want to export this in what? Excel. So I'll say current. And I'll go to the configuration here. In the configuration, I'll select the text format of the file as a Excel file. And here I'll select the path, enter, select the folder where I want to store it. So I want to store it in the D drive, in the C drive, and in the new folder I want to save it. Enter. Then you press escape, and then say export. So you can able to see this report you have to do every month. Suppose you are filing the return quarterly, then you have to do quarterly. So go to the GSTR1, go to the nature view here, then go to the configuration, say detail and the text. Classification of the text, you say yes. Then export current, not e-return, export current. First we have to check whether this report is correct or wrong. It is exported here now, so you can see this exported. Only thing we have to format, remove everything, highlight from here till here, remove this. Say delete option from here in Excel. There is a delete option. Click on delete, so it is deleted. Remember, only you have to keep what? Percentages. Delete everything. So you highlight from here till only these headings I'll keep. This is the heading part. From local till here I'll remove. So highlight. Don't remove the percentages. Delete it. Again I'll remove this part. I don't want that. Delete this part. I'll keep the percentages. I'll delete this part. This is not interstate 12%. I'll just keep interstate option there. Delete it. Because this is, and this values you can delete. Okay. So you have to keep, this is the interstate supply and this is what within the state supply. Okay. Here SAS and these two columns are there. I'll remove these two columns. So delete everything. Okay. You keep only what? Values here. This is within the state and this is outside the state. Okay. Now we have to check. Even this total also I'll remove. I don't want this total. Delete. So this is outside state and this is what? Within the state. Within the state there are two things, 5% and 5%. Two are there. So you can combine into one also. So this 3000 plus 54,000. It total becomes of 57,000. Only thing what I will do here, I'll format this. I'll put borders to this. This is the heading. I can put color if I want. Okay, done. Now what I'll do, you have to do cross checking with the profit and loss account. See, very important. What you will do, go to the GSTR1, go to the nature view, enter the period, everything, go to the configuration, text amount, detail format, export it as a current, say a current file. Then you go to the configurations, select the Excel file format, select the path, everything, and then export it. Once this is exported, try to remove everything. You keep only the percentages, but try to separate IGST value and CGST, SGST value. Okay. Now we have to check whether this report is correct or wrong. This also I'll say remove this one. I don't want that. Outward supply within the state, and this is interstate with IGST sales. Okay. But I want to check now whether this report is correct or wrong. So I'll go to the tally now. I'll escape. Go to the what? Profit and loss account. Go to the profit and loss account and check sales here. So go to the profit and loss account, go to the sales, press enter, and here you can make out my 5% sale. My 5% sale is 57,000. If I go to the Excel, I will add this 5% 3,000 plus what, this 54,000, total is 57,000. This is correct. Next, my 12% is what, 43,400. So I'll go 12% here, 2,000 plus 12,000, 41,000, 43,400 is correct. But mostly you will get answer correct, provided you have to clear the mismatch of each and every transaction. Clear the mismatch of each and every transactions, then only it will get correct. Okay, but always it is better, because whenever you are filing GSTR3B return, cross check with GSTR1 return before filing it, cross check with profit and loss account. So whatever is there in the profit and loss account, it should match with your report. That is very, very important. Again, 58,000 here, that is what IGST, so and so. Here it is 58,000 IGST. So your report is correct. Now suppose there is a problem here. Suppose this is not matching. Then what I'll do, I'll go to the profit and loss account, press enter here, and check all the entries here, which entry is not reflected. Okay, so before going here, I can even go here to the GSTR1, GSTR1 report, and say detail, and say 12% IGST. I'll press enter here, and I'll check whether all the transactions are come here from in the profit. Go to the profit and loss account, press enter on 28 sales 28%, and check how many transactions are there in that sales ledger and how many transactions are there. If the transactions are not entered here in this report, that means what, you have to check the transaction from the profit and loss account here. This transaction you have to check. See, right now it is both the transactions are there. Suppose this transaction is not there in that report, then you have to enter and do the correction here only. So that is very, very important. Okay, so cross checking of your, so don't file GSTR1 return unless and until you prepare this report every month or a quarter. Okay, and cross check with profit and loss account.